Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Renu Kataria with the Midday News. The headlines. Centre enhances supply of antiviral drug remdesivir to states to combat COVID-19. DRDO arranges big-size oxygen cylinders for fulfilling requirements of different hospitals. Over 15 crore 22 COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far. More than 2,97,000 people recover from COVID-19 in last 24 hours. Nearly 3,86,000 fresh cases of COVID-19 registered in the country. Navy deputes 57-member naval medical team at Ahmedabad in fight against COVID-19. First emergency COVID-19 relief shipment from United States arrives. Former Attorney General, veteran lawyer and Padma Vibhushan awardee Soli Sorabji passes away. President, Vice President and Prime Minister condole his demise. And in IPL cricket, Punjab Kings will take on Royal Challengers Bangalore this evening. As the number of COVID cases is on the rise, we appeal to our listeners to take all precautions and all those above 18 years of age to get vaccinated without any hesitation. The vaccination for persons aged between 18 and 44 would begin from 1st May at designated facilities. Stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. The centre has enhanced supply of the vital antiviral drug remdesivir to the states. Union Chemicals and Fertilizers Minister Sadananda Gowda said that after in-depth review of enhanced availability of remdesivir due to its ramped-up production, the allocation plan has been revised. He affirmed that the increased supply of the vital drug will help in fighting the pandemic with deeper resolve. Under the revised supply plan, allocation for Delhi has been increased from 72,000 vials to 81,300 vials till the 2nd of next month, while the same has been increased from 4,35,000 vials to 4,73,500 vials for the state of Maharashtra. The centre has started importing the vital drug remdesivir from other countries to ease out the shortage of it in the country. The first consignment of 75,000 vials will reach India today. The Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers said HLL Lifecare Limited, a Government of India-owned company, has ordered 4,50,000 vials of remdesivir from a company of USA, an Egyptian pharma company. It is expected that the company of USA will dispatch 75,000 to 1 lakh vials in the next 1 or 2 days. Further, 100,000 quantities will also be supplied before or by the 15th of May. Eva Pharma will supply approximately 10,000 vials initially, followed by 50,000 vials every 15 days or till July. The ministry said the government has ramped up the production capacity of remdesivir in the country. As on the 27th of April, the production capacity of the 7 licensed domestic manufacturers increased from 38 lakh vials per month to 1 crore 3 lakh vials per month. Total 13.73 lakh vials have been supplied across the country by the drug companies in the last 7 days. The daily supply has gone up from 67,900 vials on the 11th of April to 2.09 lakh vials on the 28th of April this year. An advisory was issued by the Home Ministry to states and union territories to facilitate smooth movement of remdesivir supplies. The government also prohibited the export of remdesivir to enhance its availability in the country. To ensure affordability of the injection among the masses, National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority on the 17th of this month released the revised maximum retail price, thus bringing down the cost of all the major brands to below 3,500 rupees per vial. In order to facilitate higher production and availability of remdesivir, the Department of Revenue has exempted the whole of the duty of customs on remdesivir injection, its API and beta cyclodextrin used in manufacture of remdesivir till the 31st of October this year. The National Treatment Protocol was updated through the clinical guidance for management of adult COVID-19 patients by AIMS, ICMR, COVID-19 National Task Force and Joint Monitoring Group of Health Ministry on the 22nd of this month. The updated protocol will encourage judicious use of drugs and is expected to contribute to rationalizing demand.
The Mumbai High Court has directed the Principal Secretary of Maharashtra's Home Department to look into the relevant details in the case relating to the procurement of remdesivir by Ahmednagar MP Sujay Vikhe Patil. The bench of Justice R.V. Ghugge and Justice B.U. Debadkar asked the state government to produce the records pertaining to the landings of private and chartered flights at Shirdi Airport between the 10th and 25th of April. The court also sought the details of the CCTV footage of the cargo consignments that arrived during the same period. The next hearing has been scheduled on the 3rd of May. To meet the urgent requirement of oxygen in various parts of the country, DRDO is arranging big-size oxygen cylinders for fulfilling requirements of different hospitals. The DRDO has handed over 75 such cylinders to the Delhi government yesterday. The Defence Minister's office said these cylinders are of 80 litres water capacity each and can be pressurized up to 130 bar. Each of these cylinders can store 10,000 litres of oxygen. 40 cylinders of same capacity are being handed over to Cabinet Secretariat officials for Sardar Patel COVID Care Centre at Chhatarpur, Delhi.
The first of several emergency COVID-19 relief shipments from the United States arrived this morning in New Delhi. More such flights are expected in the next week. The U.S. is providing oxygen support, oxygen concentrators, oxygen generation units, PPE, vaccine manufacturing supplies, rapid diagnostics tests, therapeutics and public health assistance. India's vaccination drive against COVID-19 continues with added momentum and has crossed the cumulative tally of over 15 crore 22 lakh doses so far. In the world's largest vaccination program, the nation administered more than 22,24,000 doses of COVID vaccine in the last 24 hours. The Health Ministry has informed that in a span of 104 days since the beginning of the vaccination drive, the country has so far successfully given the first dose of vaccine to more than 12 crore 54 lakh people. On the other hand, more than 2 crore 67 lakh people have been fully vaccinated with both the required doses. Starting from tomorrow, which is also the third phase of India's vaccination drive, everyone above the age of 18 years will be eligible to take COVID vaccines. So far, on the third day since the registrations opened this Wednesday, more than 2 crore 45 lakh people have registered for the third phase of vaccination. Citizens in the age group of 18 to 44 years can register themselves in the COVID vaccination program through cowin.gov.in platform or also through Arogya Setu app.
The centre has so far provided nearly 16 crore 33 lakh vaccine doses to states and union territories free of cost. Of them, the total consumption, including wastages, stood at 15 crore 33 lakh doses. The Union Health Ministry in a statement said that more than 1 crore COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states to be administered. The ministry said nearly 20 lakh vaccine doses will be received in addition by the states and union territories within the next 3 days. The Government of India has been leading the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic, and several proactive steps have been taken for containment and management of the COVID-19 pandemic. The total number of total active cases in COVID-19 in the country further swelled up today to comprise nearly 16.90% of the total reported cases. The Health Ministry has informed that currently over 31,70,000 people are reported to be suffering from the viral pandemic and are either hospitalized or are under home isolation. In the last 24 hours, the nation registered nearly 3,86,000 new COVID cases. With this, the recovery rate has further slipped to stand at 81.99%. Over 2,97,000 people have been discharged from hospitals or are reported to have been completely cured since yesterday. So far, over 1 crore 53 lakh people have recovered from the COVID-19 infection in the country. 10 states including Maharashtra, Karnataka, Chhattisgarh, Delhi, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and Kerala continue to be the major hotspots of the viral pandemic. Nearly 75% of the new cases are reported from these 10 states. The Health Ministry has informed that 3,498 COVID-related deaths were reported in the last 24 hours, taking the cumulative toll to 2,08,330.
As part of the armed forces' contribution to the civil administration in combating the current COVID crisis, a 57-member naval medical team consisting of 4 doctors, 7 nurses, 26 paramedics and 20 supporting staff has been deputed to Ahmedabad yesterday. The team will be deployed at the PM Cares COVID Hospital, a special hospital set up to manage the COVID crisis. The team is being deployed for a period of 2 months to begin with, and the duration would be extended if required. In Gujarat, more than 4 lakh patients have recovered from COVID-19 till now. According to the State Health Department, 9,544 patients recovered and were discharged from various hospitals yesterday. More from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
Gujarat has recorded 14,327 new cases of COVID-19 during the last 24 hours. Maximum 5,258 new cases reported from Ahmedabad, while Surat recorded 1,836 new cases. 180 patients lost their lives yesterday. With this, the death toll due to COVID-19 in the state has crossed 7,000 mark. Gujarat has now 1,37,794 active cases at present, out of which 572 patients are on ventilator. Meanwhile, DRDO run 900-bed Dhanvantari COVID hospital in Ahmedabad has decided to admit the patients without a token or 108 ambulances. Hospital has also deputed a first response team to attend the critical patients to avoid the delay in the treatment. Yogesh Pandya, AR News, Ahmedabad.
In Maharashtra, more than 2,32,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccines were administered to people aged over 45 years yesterday. The total number of doses administered to people in this age group has now gone over 1,40 lakh. However, the state's daily COVID-19 vaccination figure dropped by 1.5 lakh yesterday amidst the current shortage of vaccine doses. As per the State Health Department data released yesterday, the state inoculated 3,88,247 persons on Tuesday, while it could administer 2,37,700 vaccine doses on Wednesday.
Mumbai Municipal Corporation Additional Commissioner Suresh Kakani said that due to shortage of vaccines, vaccination centers in Mumbai will be closed for 3 days from today to Sunday. He said that only those who register on the app will get the first dose once vaccination resumes. Meanwhile, Maharashtra Health Minister Rajesh Tope yesterday informed that the state will not be able to roll out the phase 3 of the drive on 1st of May for want of enough stock. He said that the drive will be rolled out as per the availability of the vaccine. He added that the state shall form a committee that includes health department representatives and some senior ministers to do micro-planning about implementing the vaccination program. Devendra Bhattacharjee, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Madhya Pradesh, the state government has launched the Corona Warriors scheme. The government will take the responsibility of family members of health workers who have passed away while on Corona duty. Their families will be given honorarium of 50 lakh rupees by the government. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has said that the Corona vaccination campaign of people above 18 years of age cannot be started from 1st of May due to non-receipt of vaccines from the manufacturing companies. The vaccines are likely to be received in the state on May 3rd. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
COVID vaccine will be applied free of cost to those above 18 years of age. Chief Minister Mr. Chauhan, while reviewing COVID condition, directed that new vaccination centers should be established in view of corona infection. Vaccination work should not be done in hospitals. So far, 80,66,980 doses of corona vaccines have been administered in the state, out of which 70,19,763 first and 10,47,217 second doses have been administered. Pooja Pivardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
You're listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Centre enhances supply of antiviral drug Remdesivir to states to combat COVID-19. DRDO arranges big-size oxygen cylinders for fulfilling requirements of different hospitals. Over 15 crore 22 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far. More than 2,97,000 people recover from COVID-19 in last 24 hours. Nearly 3,86,000 fresh cases of COVID-19 registered in the country. Navy deputes 57-member Naval Medical Team at Ahmedabad in fight against COVID-19. First emergency COVID-19 relief shipment from United States arrives. Former Attorney General, veteran lawyer and Padma Vibhushan awardee Soli Sorabji passes away. President, Vice President and Prime Minister condole his demise. And in IPL cricket, Punjab Kings will take on Royal Challengers Bangalore this evening. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो खुद से वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back to the Midday News. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has appealed to people not to visit the vaccination centres in the city tomorrow on account of unavailability of COVID vaccines. The third phase of vaccination will begin tomorrow in the country, in which the persons above 18 years of age are allowed to get the vaccine. Addressing the media, the Chief Minister said the Delhi government is in touch with manufacturers of vaccines and that 3 lakh doses of Covishield vaccine are expected to arrive within 2 days. He said once arrived, the Delhi government will start vaccination of the registered eligible group. He said the government has requested the manufacturers of Covishield and Covaxin to provide 67 lakh doses each of the vaccines to it in the next 3 months. He said the government will provide vaccines free of cost to the people. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, all the 20 districts will be under complete lockdown from this evening until 7 a.m. on Monday, as the remaining 9 district administrations have also imposed complete lockdown effective from this evening. More from our Srinagar correspondent.
Advisor to Lieutenant Governor Basir Ahmad Khan, while addressing a press conference in Srinagar yesterday, said that there is no dearth of oxygen, COVID vaccines and remdesivir in Jammu and Kashmir. He said that the Union Territory is one of the best places which is effectively managing the prevailing unprecedented COVID scenario. He said that 20-ton oxygen is available at present, which is quite sufficient to meet the demand. Divisional Commissioner Kashmir P.K. Pole, present on the occasion, said that remdesivir is available in sufficient quantities at Sikkim Sora, SMHS and other hospitals in Kashmir Valley. He said that 111 ventilator beds are presently available in Kashmir and the number of oxygen-connected bed capacity is being increased from 1,600 to 2,500 beds in the next 5 days. Sunil Kaul, AIR News, Srinagar.
In Leh, the Disaster Management Authority has announced COVID curfew for this weekend across the district. Amidst 1,482 cases in the district, DDMA Chairman Shrikant Suse announced weekend corona curfew to contain the spread of coronavirus. More from our correspondent.
As per the directions from the Health Ministry to districts where 10% of positivity reported to contain the spread of coronavirus, the Leh DDMA Chairman Shrikant Suse announced weekend curfew in the district. Leh district has 1,482 active positive cases as on today. Curfew begins today at 9 in the night till 5 in the morning of Monday. Essential and emergency services, army and paramilitary movement, inbound air passengers with valid boarding pass or ticket, including public transport to serve the relaxed categories with not more than 50% occupancy are allowed during the restricted period. Agricultural activities, load carriers, transportation of perishable items are allowed with COVID-appropriate behavior and valid documents. Authorities have made online arrangements to procure e-passes and helplines in case of any emergency. Ramesh Chandra, All India Radio News, Leh.
Telangana reported 7,646 fresh cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. The state government in its COVID bulletin stated that currently there are over 77,000 active cases in the state. The number of COVID cases reported so far has gone up to 4,35,606. 5,926 more people recovered from the disease. This took the total recoveries in the state to over 3,55,000. 53 people succumbed to COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. In Assam, another medical oxygen plant has been commissioned in Guwahati today. Health Minister Himant Biswa Sarma has inaugurated the 0.9 empty capacity unit at Mahendra Mohan Chaudhary Hospital in Guwahati. The number of oxygen plants has now increased to 11 in the state with the capacity of 68.7 MT per day. Health Minister said that there was no spike in cases in the last 4 days in Assam and the number of cases are also slowing down in the worst hit Kamrup Metro District. Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal held a meeting with the Food and Civil Supplies Department, FCI and North East Frontier Railway officials in Guwahati yesterday. He reviewed the preparedness to contain COVID, the situation with them. The Chief Minister urged the officials to take all necessary measures to curb the price rise in this critical period.
In Arunachal Pradesh, the Itanagar Capital Complex District Administration has imposed night curfew in the city from May the 1st due to the surge in COVID-19 cases. The night curfew will stay effective from evening 9 p.m. to morning 5 a.m. The capital city accounts for the highest number of COVID cases in the state with 290 active cases, followed by Lower Dibang Valley District with 286. Complete lockdown has already been imposed in Lower Dibang Valley for 10 days from April the 29th. Arunachal Pradesh recorded 194 COVID cases on Thursday, taking the total number of confirmed cases to 18,256. The Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, CBIC, has said that Delhi Customs facilitated swift clearance of COVID material received from the USA. The materials include 200 size D oxygen cylinders with regulators, 223 size H oxygen cylinders with regulators, 210 pulse oximeters, 1,84,000 Abbott rapid diagnostic test kits and 84,000 N95 face masks. In a tweet, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that being quick and responsive is the need of the hour and Delhi Customs continues the good work.
The Finance Ministry has decided to provide an additional amount of up to 15,000 crore rupees to states as interest-free 50-year loan for spending on capital projects. The Department of Expenditure has issued fresh guidelines in this regard on the scheme of financial assistance to states for capital expenditure for the financial year 2021-22. Capital expenditure creates employment, especially for the poor and unskilled, has a high multiplier effect, enhances the future productive capacity of the economy and results in a higher rate of economic growth. The Finance Ministry said, despite the adverse financial position of the centre, it was decided last year to launch a scheme for special assistance to states for capital expenditure. Under the scheme, financial assistance is provided to the state governments in the form of 50-year interest-free loan. An amount not exceeding 12,000 crore rupees was earmarked for the scheme for the financial year 2021-2021 and a sum of over 11,830 crore rupees was released to the states. This helped to sustain state-level capital expenditure in the pandemic year.
Former Attorney General, veteran lawyer and Padma Vibhushan awardee Soli Sorabji passed away this morning after getting infected with COVID-19. He held several offices in organizations of national and international repute during his long and noted career in the field of law. The 91-year-old legal luminary is survived by his wife, daughter and 2 sons. The President, Vice President, Prime Minister and Home Minister have condoled the demise of Soli Sorabji. In a tweet, President Ramnath Kovind said, in the passing away of Soli Sorabji, we lost an icon of India's legal system. Condoling his demise, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu in a tweet said he was a champion of human rights and brought international repute to India with his work. Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed sadness at the demise of Soli Sorabji, the PM said he was an outstanding lawyer and intellectual. He said through law he was at the forefront of helping the poor and the downtrodden. In his condolence message, Home Minister Amit Shah said that Soli Sorabji was a doyen of the legal fraternity who will always be remembered for his contribution in the field of constitutional law. He also expressed his condolences to his family.
Aviation regulator DGCA today extended the suspension of international commercial passenger flight services till the 31st of May this year. Scheduled international flight operations were suspended from March 23rd last year in the wake of the ongoing pandemic in the country. However, DGCA said that international scheduled flights will be allowed on select routes by the competent authority on a case-to-case basis. The restriction will not apply to cargo flights and flights specially approved by the aviation regulator. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has expressed sadness on the tragedy at Mount Meron in Israel during the celebrations of Lag BaOmer. Dr. Jaishankar extended condolences and wished the injured a speedy recovery. At least 44 people were crushed to death and more than 150 people were injured in a stampede yesterday at a mass gathering to celebrate the Lag BaOmer holiday at Mount Meron.
At the stock markets, the Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange dropped 578 points or 1.2% to trade at 49,188 in the afternoon session a short while ago. The Nifty at the National Stock Exchange slid 146 points or 1% to 14,749. In IPL cricket today, Punjab Kings will take on Royal Challengers Bangalore at Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad at 7:30 p.m. Delhi Capitals beat Kolkata Knight Riders KKR by 7 wickets at Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad last night. Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan played knocks of 82 and 46 respectively as Delhi Capitals registered a win over KKR with 21 balls to spare. Prithvi Shaw was declared player of the match. With this win, Delhi moved to the second spot in the points table with 10 points. This was KKR's fifth loss in 7 games, while DC registered their fifth victory this season to occupy the second place in the points table for the time being. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast. The national capital Delhi will have partly cloudy skies. The minimum temperature was recorded at 23 degrees Celsius. Maximum would be going up to 41 degrees. Mumbai will also have partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature was 26 degrees. Maximum will be 34. Chennai is also going to have partly cloudy sky. Minimum temperature was around 28 degrees. Maximum may go up to 37 degrees. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky. Minimum temperature was around 27 degrees. Maximum will be 38. Jammu will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The minimum temperature was around 23 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be 39 degrees. Srinagar will have partly cloudy sky towards afternoon or evening. The temperature will hover between 11 and 27 degrees. Leh will have partly cloudy sky with temperatures ranging between 2 and 17 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will also have mainly clear sky with temperature hovering between 10 and 33 degrees. Muzaffarabad will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The temperature will hover between 16 and 36 degrees. Chandigarh will have partly cloudy sky. Minimum temperature will be around 22, maximum around 42 degrees. Dehradun will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder and lightning. The temperature will move from 20 to 38 degrees Celsius. In Hyderabad, there will be rain or thunder showers towards evening or night. The temperature will vary between 25 and 39 degrees. Patna will have generally cloudy sky. Minimum temperature was recorded at 24. Maximum will reach up to 39 degrees. Guwahati will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunderstorms. Minimum temperature in the city was 21. Maximum will reach 34 degrees. Now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Centre enhances supply of antiviral drug remdesivir to states to combat COVID-19. DRDO arranges big-size oxygen cylinders for fulfilling requirements of different hospitals. Over 15 crore 22 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far. More than 2,97,000 people recover from COVID-19 in last 24 hours. Nearly 3,86,000 fresh cases of COVID-19 registered in the country. Navy deputes 57-member naval medical team at Ahmedabad in fight against COVID-19. First emergency COVID-19 relief shipment from the United States arrives. Former Attorney General, veteran lawyer and Padma Vibhushan awardee Soli Sorabji passes away. President, Vice President and Prime Minister condole his demise. And in IPL cricket, Punjab Kings will take on Royal Challengers Bangalore this evening. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the midday news.